Hello, folks, and welcome back to Grim Dawn. Still not on Ashes of Malmouth. Still not on Forgotten Gods. Still trundling along with the base game. And here am I, just keeping the news handy. Okay, so OBS, Grim Dawn. You can't hear me. You should be able to hear the game. And I am actually recording. And let's just be sure. Yes, you actually have vision. Good. I'm always scared that I'm gonna somehow move back to the other version and it to fuck me over. Oh, so he's apparently Riggs. He's actually a character in Forgotten Gods. Unlike the generic occultist guy off of the loading screen for Grim Dawn. I think that's meant to be like a player character. Well, him and maybe the Countess are actually NPCs. To be honest, going by the team for the expansions, they really should have a bourbon for the base game. That or maybe Olgrim. They're just like, bourbons, in the opening cutscene and build up to look pretty cool. Though he doesn't really get much outside of the opening. Guys, I've gotten so many of these stuff. It's beautiful. Oh, actually, there's one thing I want to check. Oh, Grim's gone. They changed the level scaling. So if I hit up Chronolys, what level is it? Because if this place is actually on par, ish, enough, I might actually run it. Just, 645. Okay, it would have been it isn't. But they now are level 40. They're up to level 41. Cronley himself might scale a bit higher, but I can't be bothered running through just for him. So yeah, basically up to a while back, I could have actually farmed that place for an extra bit of Devil's Crossing rep and whatnot. So that's disappointing, but whatever. I'm still not sure about the change I made. That is pretty cool. Let's be honest here. That is pretty awesome. But I don't know. Feels like I should be I should stick with what I had, Also, for once I'm finally hated with the Chantians. I just had to, slaughter millions of them. Managed to break a vase through the wall there. But, yeah, I'm actually recording when I'm not half asleep. So, that's a first. Do actually need to keep in count the, torches on the wall. They could be hiding secrets. Actually, isn't there a secret that was hidden here in this very place like that? I think I got that last night. What was that? Yeah, I think that was here. Also, new effect around me because of my boots. Worm scale. The worm scale it shields you from harm. It's always on. 20-second skill recharge. 6,000 damage absorption from bleeding and elemental. 455 fire retaliation. Bleeding and elemental. It's a bit select in what it gives a damn about, but whatever. Like, not physical. Physical would probably serve me better. But still, it does absorb damage. And I like to increase somewhat regular damage. Didn't I grab this card of Valor? I remember seeing it. Did I forget to? Or do I have two of it on me now? I have two of it on me now. The door is opened. Something has changed. Something in the air feels different. It feels like being inside of a bottle when the cork is popped. All the pressure released, and my soul pulled from my body to the opening in explosive release. My mind reels, and I find it hard to stay on my feet. I can feel it, deep beneath the ground. They finally completed the final rites, and the door has opened. The blood surges inside me, pushing, pulling, drawing me closer. I must go. I must see the Great Awakening. If I am chosen, I'm ready to be made whole once more, and be one with Catan. Kambos Zaku. The Raku. With all the evil unleashed in this world, joining with the Bloodsword made so much sense at the time. At first, it was to escape the horrors unleashed by the Tyros. The death of my family, my wife, my son. But then I started to understand and believe the words the cult leaders were telling me. The sense of belonging made me feel important, that I was part of something greater than myself. Now that I stand in the halls of this mighty place, through the eyes of all those that gave up their lives, the leaders, the great heroes, and the countless thousands who followed them. They fought so we could live without the fear of the nameless fiends which I now serve. I can feel the honor and sacrifice of my ancestors, and I am ashamed. Ashamed because of the horrors I've left in my path. For months I've done the most vile, unspeakable things. Deaths of husbands, wives, and children are my bloody hands, for no other reason than to serve my own selfishness. To wash me clean of my own fears, and the devastating loss that drove me to this madness. Death and murder, all in the name of some long-dead god who has no more right to the blood in my veins than I do. Blood that belongs to those I have killed in its name. The blood-soaked foundation of this forgotten battleground has peeled away the fear and awoken me. There is no forgiving what I have done, no punishment that will ever make it right. But I can give my last breath, my last drop of blood, and at last my life, to cause as much damage as I can. I do not stand alone. The great heroes stand with me, and I do not fear. I like that. That sounds good. That is a great last paragraph. Clarity of Valor. Given that we found that here, I figure that's the guy who did it. This damage here is probably his doing. Spilled a bit of blood, knocked this over. Probably didn't get to do anything else beyond that. Shame. From the sounds of it, he had a lot of redeeming to do. Like he needed a lot of redemption. Also, you saw the crit go off there, and it procced off of my right click. Very nice. I know she said kill, but I heard her say either feel or hear. It's just like, feel the non-believer, and it turns into a porn parody. Okay, you know, if there isn't a porn parody of Catan, you know, I've also faith in humanity. Catan wants your blood. You know, it's his. If there is one that's demanding, like, cum sacrifices, you know, I've lost all faith in humanity. So anyway, the Erewhon Empire built this containment for the Loghorrean. Well, it's not... Is it a containment, or is it a... was it a containment to keep him locked up? Or is it, you know, something worse, you know, meant to be a staging ground for it? Then again, said like the seal of the Loghorrean, and the earlier fours were sealed. The later fours were sealed. from the sounds of it, they were trying to cover it up, hide it. You know, not necessarily. But yeah, they're trying to cover it up, hide it. But not in devotion to it, but in a, you know, evil stewed in a can sort of way. Okay, that is nice. Also cool. Just being able to cleave enemies like that. Ooh, here's the torch. The sound of a door opening nearby and someone belching loudly. And we got the breastplate of squalls there. Just, you know, suddenly it's FF8. Okay, that was funny to see. There's just this blue blur, like, rushing down the corridor. Fucking terrifying to see. But it was kind of funny from, like, if you were here, that would be terrifying to see. But fucking hilarious from where I'm standing. It's just giant demonic, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, we found his new redesign for the movie. Out of curiosity. I can't remember what I was actually looking for there, I just blanked. I'm still not sure on it. I liked what I had because I've spent so long with it. But I know, like, if this works, I like the idea of at least getting some use out of it. And right now it really is one or the other. Bane Gagor. Soul Drinker's presence. It drains absolute strength and vitality.
That skill's not ready.
5 rep with the outcast. I was at the shop today and yet again I forgot to actually buy batteries. because typical. I've actually hated with either of these yet. I'll get there eventually, I'm sure. Someone was saying that well, they don't plan any more expansions and whatnot for Grim Dawn. They do plan to do a few, more, small content patches and updates and tuning and whatnot. For a while yet. One person was saying, like, I haven't seen any from the devs, but one person was claiming that for as long as it makes, financial sense, they'll keep supporting it. I don't know how long that will be. I don't know anything about that. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just sad that, there's still content to come that isn't, out yet. Just insofar as, I will get there and I'll, be done before it's out. I would just kind of like to be able to do it all in one, fell swoop. Because there's a fair chance I would, start redoing the game on the harder difficulty and then be locked out of it for a time. Seal the Loghorrean. Oh, I completely missed this. But yeah, I was assuming that the Arrow and Empire wasn't in on the whole worshipping Catan thing, but maybe they were. Guess this document here will prove it one way or the other. Have to go back and sell stuff soon. Gentlemen, I wrote this report to inform you that after 10 years of waiting, the Necropolis project has finally reached its last step, and we are at last ready to begin the second stage. I've requisitioned slaves, building materials, and the rune-sealed crates to be shipped to the excavation site. I've requisitioned slaves, building materials, and the rune-sealed crates to be shipped to the excavation site. I personally oversaw the transport of each of deliveries. Must inform you of one unfortunate incident. A wagon lost the wheel, and the Joker got away. And one of the crates was damaged, causing a leak to be sealed. One of the crates. A wagon lost the wheel, and one of the crates was damaged, causing a seal to be broken. This resulted in a leak. The driver insisted on helping, insisted in helping, and despite my best attempts to dissuade him, was from touching the contents. He got some of the leaking ichor on him. I dispatched the poor fool on the spot. Merciful end compared to what that foul fluid would have done to him. I've contained the damage and seen restitutions paid to the man's family. Besides this unfortunate incident, there are no further delays. The remains are stored safely at the bottom of the Necropolis, waiting the completion of the prison. Ah, yes. So I was right in my assumption. They were trying to contain the Loghorrean. I have presented your documentation to the old architect in charge of the construction, and while he protested, not stand in the way of the Imperial writ. However, in the few months since I've been here, he's insisted upon reviewing what it is we are doing to his great work, as he keeps calling it. I've expressed the lack of wisdom and safety of this course, but he persists. Hemnal Astari has a family, which might be a source of leverage to force him to leave well enough alone. Unfortunately, I fear his curiosity may force us to take drastic measures before this project is finished. Vistaris, Imperial Arcanist. So yeah, they killed him to cover up the whole Loghorrean thing. Because they were trying to hide it away from everything. They call it a prison. So, I guess the last place people will go look for an Eldritch horror is underneath his heart. It's a random war cemetery. Then again, that's also kind of where you would go looking for one, ain't it? But hmm. But if you're legitimately trying to imprison Loghorrean here and like keep its location, you know, quite, top secret, then while they did murder people, they were also doing it good. It's a grey situation, They did murder a few people, like the one wagon driver and the other guy. Though the wagon driver got a mutagen on him, so to be fair, it was mercy kill. Like the guy, well, if he was going to turn into one of these, it was a fucking mercy kill. Um, the other guy, not so much. But, yeah, like I said, it's a grating. They are just trying to do a greater good, but they are doing some lesser evils in the process. So, it's a thing called Grim Dawn. Oh, there's one of the tendrils. I wonder how they even get recruits. I know they try to recruit that one village, but whenever we see them, it's just like, kill. It's...
My inventory is full. I can't carry anymore.
Like, even when we're not in the middle of, like, invading their base, we're at, local Grim Walmart, and their response is still to try and shank us. Though that might be just because we're at, Walmart. Nothing against Walmart, it was just, like, a random American shop, Could have chosen a different place, but I just chose a random one. Didn't I get a new weapon that was really good last night? Do I still have it, or did I sell it? I'll find out eventually, I'm sure. So yeah, I've been catching back up on the money I wasted. Wasn't there a medal, an amulet I was going to put on? I think I sold it. Change of heart at the last moment. And I think I might have sold that other axe. Oh, stuff with these pants. Also, I did just hit level 55. So 2 more points to go into something. Again, I'm not too sure what that something should be though. Could boost up bone harvest a bit more. Is that what it's called? Yeah, bone harvest. Keep thinking of, just a nickname referenced in the other ability of it, the bone harvesters, and wondering if I'm misremembering it based off that. Oh, this was the one I was thinking of slapping on. Yeah, I'll go with this.
See you around.
Something broken down?
Okay, let's just go get the rover augment.
Don't see what's left of my wares. See you around.
There we go. love this amount of procs I have. It's nice. I'm still not sure on the whole skills thing, you know? Just putting them in where I'm feeling like it, but everyone ends up feeling like really spaced out and shite. And just not effective enough. You know how he was saying that he would meet us just beyond the Seal of Loghorrean? So we know, because we have this up here, that he would meet us just beyond here. But how would our character know that this is the Seal of the Loghorrean? It's kind of a meaningless thing to say. I'll meet you beyond this place that you don't know. Unless this place is signposted. Now entering the Satan Sphincter. You know? What's up? Come on. Just wanted to be like, sup, and yeet her across the battlefield. But yeah, it must be awkward on the rovers now, because they're like, oh, we'll be forever loyal to you if you, you know, fix up our shrine. And so it's like, yeah, I fixed it up. Your god's a dick, I picked a fight with him. Wait, what? I am going to beat up Modrugan at some stage. I'm going to beat up his avatar. Even if I don't need those shoulders, I'm fucking doing it. Rush is now low rank 13. See the worm scale there, it's been slowly ticked down. Slowly. It's not getting hit with much bleeding or elemental, so it's holding up quite well. I'm still not sure in the slightest about this attack. It's effective, don't get me wrong, it's just I feel like I should stick with what I have. To be fair, what I have would be more effective. I have a lot more bonuses to lightning than, to cold, I think. Let's check. Yeah, I have a fair chunk more bonuses to lightning than cold. Actually, out of curiosity, what does you give? Cold damage, health and defensibility, defensibility and cold resist, cold damage, frost burn, and health. Inherent frost burn, cold damage, and bonus frost burn. Bonus frost burn, defensibility, and blizzard. When you crit, you fuck people up. Alright. Edge Madness. Yep, that's the direction we need to go in, but it's getting more and more gribbly. But that's fine. Huh. They're trying to hurt me. Emphasis on trying. There's a boss over there, or hero? Hero. Okay, let's double back around. And street true. Oh, that's creepy. Oh, here's Bloodlord Talandis. Huh, he's just down as human rather than Bloodsworn. Okay, I don't know what this is about. He dropped a bit. So many seals of binding. They can drop off like any mook. I think it's just like any mook above a certain level. Also, did get a recipe there. So, also, I have a 5% chance on attack to launch a Chaos Bolt at someone. So, that's cool. Oh, here it is. Sovereign Shield. It's level 62 shield. At last we stand before the blood-soaked gates of victory. The Loghorrean will soon be awakened, and with it we shall usher in a new age. It is you, my loyal supplicants, that have paved the road to our final victory. Your dedication and sacrifice has carried us to the threshold, and I shall see us true. The ancients were determined in their construction of this final chamber. 100 of the Imperium's finest arcanists dropped dead to empower the runes which now bind the Loghorrean's tomb. So yeah, the Imperium was taking this damn seriously. So yeah, they did some dark stuff to try and cover up this greater evil and seal it away. Let me start again. The mouse keeps... freaking out here. Yeah, I'd need a new battery for it. I'm just using the one that came with it. At last we stand before the blood-soaked gates of victory. The Loghorrean will soon awaken, and with it we shall usher in a new age. It is you, my loyal supplicants, that have paved the road to our final victory. Your dedication and sacrifice has carried us to the threshold, and I shall see us through. The ancients were determined in their construction of this final chamber. 100 of the Imperium's finest arcanists dropped dead to empower the runes which now bind the Loghorrean's tomb. They believe their sacrifice worthy, their seal is impenetrable. But we have an army of thousands, surging with the power of the dead god, power that will not be contained. I have gladly put away to the throats of my most faithful, and felt the rush of their lifeblood escaping, blood they have given willingly in this final hour. With the power of their blood, I have shattered the final seal and begun the ritual. Soon the Loghorrean shall stir from its eternal slumber. The world shall shudder once more under the gaze of the Mouth of Catan. Let the blood flow. Palanai, Blood Lord of Catan. Actually, let me just port out. Back in a sec. Just in case I end up having a bounty to kill him. Which you eventually, mate. $400 rep, minus 50 to Catonians. They didn't really care for that Blood Lord. Seriously. Fine. I was hoping there'll be a nicer one there, but no. Like again, it's something to kill this guy. No, that would be nice. Vigorous assault, Helm of Kings. They promised us freedom. Freedom in exchange for 10 long years of back-breaking labor. But now I know that we were all going to die in this place. Last night while we slept, they took all the tools and the food. The entrance to the chamber is now solid rock and buzzes with an unearthly hum, as if a swarm of wasps were inside. We've been sealed in this horrible place with nothing but these rune-covered crates. There is a putrid moisture to them that bites at the back of your nostrils. I can't stare at the writing on them for too long. They burn the eyes and blur the vision. I don't think we should open them, but the others are starting to get hungry and hoping there's food inside. I know there isn't any. Every muscle in my body is telling me to get as far from those crates as possible. The runes marking them are the same as those we were ordered to carve into the walls of this chamber. I believe this is a prison of some kind, built to hold whatever is slowly oozing out of those containers. Now we're trapped in here with it. I may have been on the losing side of the war, had to watch many of my comrades down the battlefield. But this is no way for a man to die. What was in those crates? Was it bits of the Loghorrean? It was clearly, you know, a chauntic monster, but goddamn. What's here? Ah, it's a speedy way out of Necropolis. Sometimes you will run if you click on a thing, you'll run to it. Other times the character gets confused and just looks at it. Edge of Madness. Ogrim. Right into this. Also, new music for it. Void rifts open up around the chamber, consuming Ogrim. Loghorrean's Vanguard. Loghorrean down. Difficulty unlocked. You may now access elite difficulty. But yeah, rifts opened up and Loghorrean's corruption is another chest. Okay. It's also apparently a piece of shoulders. But yeah, Ogrim got rifted. Awkward. Okay, that was weird. Warpath Girdle. +1 to all skills in Soldier and 2 to Righteous Fervor. 7% crit damage, 24% internal trauma damage, 29% bleeding damage, 23 offense ability. Desecrator Treads. In the wake of unfathomable odds, leave naught but a trail of destruction. Desecration. +13% to all damage, 40% vitality damage, 30 offensive ability, 4 movement speed, 17% fire damage, 36% slow resistance, 156 vitality retaliation, and 2 to Reaping Strike. Reaping Strike being this. As cool as that is, I've got better boots. Some of the tentacles are still moving. And to be honest, he went down like a chump. Makes me wonder if it's actually dead. And the fight started all very abruptly. Thought we got to talk to Ogrim first.
You've returned. Is it finished then?
The beast has been banished, but Ogrim was pulled into the void along with it. While the beast's carcass is still there, Ogrim got voided before it did. If any of it indeed did. But regardless, this detail doesn't really match up what I saw. But this line does match up with what I saw, but sure.
So our great moment of triumph is soured with tragedy. The cult's defeat at the Necropolis marks humanity's first major victory in this conflict, proving that we are not going to simply lie down and let ourselves be wiped out by fiends and spirits. Word of this victory will spread and give people hope that someday this nightmare will truly be over. Yet we cannot forget those who sacrificed their lives to bring us here. Brave men and women of the Black Legion who took up arms in the defense of Urlan, a nation that scorned them as criminals, outcasts, and even traitors. In death, they were none of those things. They died as heroes. But I refuse to count Ulgrim among the dead just yet. I owe him that much. I could use your help. Are you with me?
Oh yeah, Ogrim is in no way dead, as he will say if you ask him. If anyone can come back from it, it's Ogrim. And Ogrim is set up to be something else. Hey folks, and welcome to my fourth attempt at this. I just can't feel happy with my attempts. Basically, all I'm trying to say is, there's a line Creed makes here that if anyone can come back from the void, it's him. It's Ogrim. And yeah, we have enough setup for Ogrim to be being a badass. Him bypassing Creed's wars without Creed even noticing. Creed not even noticing his presence till it's too late and he's been disarmed. You know, Ogrim fighting like a demon, him meant to be equal to a guy in age, and yet so much more sprightly and youthful. His reactions to Loghorrean. It outright says that Ogrim fought the Loghorrean once upon a time. So, you know, if anyone can survive getting voided like that, it's not Ulrich. It's Ogrim. You know, like out of the two of us, he'll be fine. You know, he's set up to be a badass like us, but in his own way. He's seemingly either, unless he's some divine, he's a unique being. You know, there's ethereals and there's Chantix, then there's possessed, and in our case, a former possessed. He's something else. He's another category. There might be others like him, but he's the only one we know in the story so far. Of course, he could just be a really badass person who knows his shit. Maybe granted a vision of what the Loghorrean was like, and that's why he was so scared. You know, that he did actually see what it was like, but didn't fight it, kind of thing. You know, doesn't seem to be the way they're going with it. He's likely either, if he's not some divine, he's, you know, another beastie altogether. But yeah, basically, I can't wait for him to come back. Yeah, he was cool. Plus, I'm curious as to what the hell he is. Anyway, 25,000 XP, 1,000 Black Legion rep, and a Dead Omen. Legendary one-handed mace, 54 to 146 physical damage, 1.78 attacks per second, 11 vitality damage, 62 vitality damage, 68% vitality decay, 5% of attack damage converted to health, 15% of physical damage converted to vitality damage, 346 health, 12% attack speed, 2 to execution, 3 to curse of frailty, 2 to harbinger of souls. Granted skills, mark of death, 100% chance when hit. Mark your foe for an immediate death. 2-second skill recharge, 5-second duration, 697 vitality damage, 20% reduction to enemies' health, minus 100 defensive ability, minus 20% total speed. What about the Ethereals? They're as much a threat as ever. Much of the Empire is still under their control. Must be prepared for an expanded conflict. Maybe years before we can even breach the capital, much less expel the Ethereals from Karn. Was that a hint that it'll be a while before we got Grim Dawn too? The cult's still out there. Should we stop them for good? Their actions in the Necropolis have severely crippled their activities. Or it could be some time before we have to deal with their ilk again. For now, we must see to strengthening our defenses. What about Ulgrim? Ooh, this is new.
Arum Ital, Lo'ith Soleil, Lo'ith Bismil, Monum Ulgrim Thonokolo Utoklein! Attack fellow! This is too dangerous. Need to find another way.
The rift gate! Something's coming through!
Inquisitor Greed. Devil's Crossing was attacked.
Take it easy, John. What's happened?
Some new kind of ethereal. Just smashed right through our defenses. We need reinforcements. We're in bad shape.
I'll send help, but I can't spare much. We're equally pressed here. Loss of Ulgrim to the Void may be more serious than you realize.
Ulgrim is dead, Creed. You must know that. My people need help now. We won't survive another attack.
John,
It came from Malmouth. That thing that attacked Devil's Crossing. I escaped the city with a small group 2 weeks ago. Most died crossing the burning fields. My father was pulled into the bog by cannibals. I had to leave him. I was the only one who made it to Devil's Crossing. Malmouth has been a living nightmare since the Grim Dawn. I was part of the resistance there, if you can call it that. The Ethereals toyed with us, as if we ever had a chance. They let us fight on because they needed us. Needed our bodies for the grotesque things they make deep beneath the city. You think you're safe here, behind your stone walls. But those things from Malmouth will keep coming, and they will find you. And no fortress will ever be able to save you.
a chilling tale indeed. In our fight against the Chthonians, we've overlooked a growing ethereal threat. We must find Ulgrim. But maybe we can aid Malmouth at the same time. You've already done a great deal, but we must ask for your help once again. We need you to strike at the heart of the ethereal invasion, far to the east, in the ruined city of Malmouth.
Awesome! Awesome, awesome, awesome! I am recording, right? Fuck yeah, I was terrified. I was utterly terrified. Awesome, awesome, awesome! Awesome! Firstly, more bourbon! Awesome! She's cute. And I did not realize Inquisitor Creed fucking called out to the witch gods. like that was like he called on Bezalel and Sorel. So not who I expected to be beseeched there. Well, they weren't beseeched, but it was part of a spell that mentioned them by name. You know, that's as much of, if they're witch gods, you know, spellcaster gods, that's as much of a beseeching as you can get. But yeah, I knew he probably knew some occultic shit, but I didn't. And that sword was looking awfully. Mouse, behave. That sword was seeming awfully suspicious to me, but you know, I have two batteries off to one side here, and they should be fine. They just got really hot at one stage. Remember I mentioned melting my keyboard? Yeah. There we go. But it's awesome to see more bourbon, because, you know, he's got the fantastic uniform, and he's set up to be really cool. You know? Yeah. And we don't get to see much of him, so it's cool to see him again. And it was cool seeing, you know, Creed here, you know, doing his magic, and that, the animation style. Oh, it's fantastic. It's beautiful. Tactical genius. With the help of the Taken, we've doused a serious blow to the cult of Catan. I don't want to diminish the immensity of such a triumph, especially given the small force and limited resources we're working with, but I fear it has come at a great cost. While with our attention focused on denying the Loghorrean entrance to this world, the heroes were certainly not idle. Many in the Devil's Crossing have paid the ultimate price, but such is the way of war, and it may sound callous. It may sound callous to say, but we traded well, losing only a handful while preventing a monstrosity from escaping the void that could have heralded the end of the world as we know it. It is a win for humanity. And as callous as that is to say, that is accurate. And due to where my skeleton's standing, it looks like Creed at a crossbow, which is kind of cool. Losing a few civvies and maybe a few low-ranking troops to while taking out a doomsday creature, that is a fair trade. That is honestly a fair trade, as callous and sore as that is to say. You know? That is a fair trade. Certainly I'm a big fan of, you know, no losses, just victory, you know? No, just wins across the board. But, you know, in the grand scheme of things, giving everything going for them, to suffer such a loss and whatnot, it's not as bad as it could be, you know? It's, given the other, you know, scenarios, it's actually one of the better ones, you know? You know, they, like, for Devil's Crossing to be hit and if a couple people lost there, while taking out the Loghorrean, such a doomsday creature, you know, it's so much worse things could have happened, you know? It's, given everything going on, I wouldn't say it's best case scenario, but it's probably as good as you can expect, you know? Yes! One of my guesses was right! What disturbs me, though, is the loss of Ulgrim to the Void. Bourbon apparently does not share my concern, and I think he sees it as an ill-founded sentiment on my part. Bourbon sees Ulgrim as merely a man, but I'm certain there's more to him. I believe he is an ascendant, a man who's become a demigod. Olgrim expertly plays the part of a jovial and an unassuming character, but his eyes say much more. Makes offhanded references to historical events with details and familiarity of someone recalling a personal memory. For all his outward jocularity, there's gravity to him, and it is clear he has witnessed much. Expect more than one could experience in a single lifetime. Yet, for all that, and despite his obvious attempts to downplay it, Olgrim possesses remarkable strength and energy for the middle-aged man he appears to be. He carries himself in a relaxed, casual manner, moving languidly, but at rare moments have seen him react and move with impossible speed. I feel he could do much more than he has, fighting the enemies of man. But I'm not sure why he's holding back. Perhaps we'll never know now. Maybe Bourbon is right. Perhaps Olgrim is lost to the void. Somehow, though, I feel we'll see him again. If we do, it'll go a long way towards confirming my suspicions. Then again, strange times are these, where a nameless wretch, cut down from the noose, has risen to become possibly the greatest hero of our time. Of ever. If the Taken continues on this path and survives this war, I wonder if they too are on the path of ascendancy. Overgod, baby. I'll put that bitch, Beast Boy in his place.
We meet again, though under grim circumstances. You should speak to Creed.
What's up, big guy? Ooh, you got a scar across your face. I think he looks a bit more roughed up than he did previously. Beyond that, like. What happened?
We were attacked by a never-before-seen ethereal monstrosity. It exited the rift yesterday morning, and while the salt lines caused a great agony, it was able to cross and attack. We lost many people taking it down, including Sadina, who sacrificed herself to cripple the beast with one of her runes. May she rest in peace.
Good on Sadina. That's gutsy. But who will I go to respec? Shit. Who's the girl?
Her name is Amala. She wandered into Devil's Crossing a few days ago. Claims she's from Malmouth, far to the north. If that's true, and thus far I have little reason to believe otherwise, then she's been through one hell of a journey to reach us. And she did not paint a pretty picture of the city. We were attacked by an...
I'm so sorry.
I've never been so far from Malmouth.
I'm
surrounded by so many armed men.
I guess the resistance is quite lowly populated, so there's like 5 here. Questions? Oh, sure. What would you like to know? What can you tell me about Malmouth? It's where I grew up. Really, it's the only home I ever known. The day it all started, my mum never came home from the market. Father was the only other family I had in the city, so I sought him out to look for her. But then the whole city erupted into chaos. We knew that she wasn't ever coming home. Most everyone was butchered in the first conflicts. Some of us scattered in sewers in hopes to fight back. It was all futile. The Ethereals let us think that we stood a chance. In truth, they were just harvesting us for their grotesque creations. A group of us had enough of the horrors, so we made a plan to escape. Only I made it to Devil's Crossing. If they'd set off earlier, they might have actually, with a higher number of people, maybe more would have gotten through. Of course, the Ethereals might have, just like nope, and just backhanded them. And you can tell me about the Ethereals over in Malmouth. At first, it was much like here, the dead rising with that eerie Ethereal glow. But then the monstrosities started rising from the depths of the city, each more grotesque and twisted than the last. It's as if they were experimenting on bodies that had fallen. They were. What remains of one of their latest creations waits you in Devil's Crossing. And I should know about the road up to Malmouth. The Aether fire was spreading rapidly. I'm not sure there's even a way up to Malmouth anymore. But before you can worry about the endless fires of green, you'll have to make it through the wilderness of Gumald and Udenbach, and that's not much better. Mushrooms there are toxic. Some even release caustic spores when you get near. The animals are ruthless and the cannibals. Knowing that they're once people makes it so much worse. I never thought I'd have to kill people. Well, if it makes it any worse for you, the Ethereals you're killing are people. Dickish, evil, ghostly people, but people. So, good job there, killer. I still feel their blood on my hands. How'd you make it all the way to Devil's Crossing? I didn't start out on my own. Part of a group that slipped through the Ethereal defenses in Malmouth. Most of us didn't make it very far due to the Aether fire. I left my father behind in Goomwald. I was beginning to lose hope, but then I stumbled upon Devil's Crossing. It seemed to be quite resourceful.
Good, you're back. Have a moment?
Oh, I'm so glad this is an option, because that is awesome! Let's just see it again. Let's just see it again. Its awesomeness is freezing the computer. It can't handle it. No, actually, Grim Dawn is not responding. If it goes to program, you might lose information. My fucking god. Come on, mouse. Put this battery for all it's worth. Don't have any other batteries around there, do I? Wait. Okay, here's the... Every so often, the mouse cooperates. Part of me's wondering if it's even the batteries. Okay. There. That's gone. I've had this mouse glitching out on me before, but it only really was bad because of the new hard drive I plugged in. It was not responding on the mouse pad, and it's not responding on the table. It actually responded best when I was trying to use it on myself. I'll end the set here. I'm going to go see if I can't find a battery somewhere.